Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here and welcome back to the Railway. Today I'm reviewing yet another brand new release by Rapido. A lot of Rapido's recent releases have been locomotives, and Rapido's latest locos have been amazing. I think they've really upped their game with their locos, but their most recent release is a coach pack, specifically this coach pack, the Great Western B-Set coaches. And I think Rapido's decision to create these coaches in 00 is genius. And the reason is that I think the simplest Great Western train you can create consists of a single auto coach, I guess, and a locomotive. But I think these B-sets form the second simplest Great Western train you can make, because all you actually need for a complete train is 2 of these coaches plus a locomotive, of course. And that has a massive number of advantages. First of all, in terms of space, obviously not everybody has room for an 8-coach train to look at home on their layouts, but a 2-coach train like this is much simpler. Also, obviously, there's a big cost benefit here as well. If you've only got to buy 2 coaches for a complete train, that is a lot more attractive than having to buy many coaches. So yeah, a truly great idea to produce these coaches, and I can't wait to see what these are like. So in terms of price, the full RRP for these is £169.95, and that's for the pair of coaches. And I bought this from Rails, a retailer, for £144.45. That's just over £72 per coach, which is about the going rate, I would say, for a high-spec coach. And I understand these are high-spec coaches. I suppose a little bit on the high side, but then again, Rapido do like to pack in a lot of detail and a lot of features into their models. So presuming they've done that with these coaches, these are going to be quite a sight to see. Anyway, let's get these out and see what they're like. If you'd like to try some of these coaches, I do have affiliate links in the description. They've produced all sorts of different B-set coaches, different liveries, different numbers, different colours, etc. So if you are interested, check that out. Anyway, for now, let's see what these B-set coaches are like. Are they worth the money? Do they work okay? And just what features do they have? Alright, very intrigued to see how these coaches turned out. But anyway, let me show you which one I went for. End of the box. So mine is product code 946001. It's the Diagram E140 B-Set in the Great Western shirt button livery, and it's numbers 6977 and 6978, Bodmin branch number 2. And that is all the box reveals. Nice packaging this as well. It's not too big. You know, you can imagine 2 coaches taking up loads of room in other packaging. But yeah, this is more compact, which is a bit more practical, I suppose. Anyway, let's open this up. I've got a sleeve on it here to keep the box shut. Let's see what we've got inside. Right, lifting the lid. Knowing Rapido, there's probably going to be a small novelette in here, which tells us all about the coaches. Although I can't see one yet. Maybe I've tempted fate. Right. So 2 coaches, gorgeous chocolate and cream livery, and I can see the shirt buttons. More on that in just a second. We've also got, let's pull this out I suppose, a magic wand, which tells us lots of things. Firstly, that these coaches have interior lighting, and secondly, that the lighting is toggled using this magic wand, presumably waved over the roofs of the coaches. We've seen that before from Rapido on their dynamometer. It's quite a nice way to control coach lighting when it works, of course. Few issues with the dynamometer, but I assume they will have straightened all of those out for this release. Right, let's pull out the tray. Let's see if we've got any paperwork. There we go, there's the novelette. So I guess we'll start with that and then we'll look at these accessories, which are intriguing. Right, owner's manual for the Great Western B-Set coaches. Here we go. So, contents, we've got prototype history, so if you want to pause and read that, feel free to. We've got unboxing the models. Okay, so is there anything important here? No, I don't think so, just to be careful with the separate details. Also, for coupling these together closely, there is a Tommy bar, which, yeah, there's a diagram there that shows what that looks like. I think that's the only way you can couple the coaches together, unless you want to provide your own tension locks. But I think the couplings on the end of the coaches, on the ends of the formation, are the standard tension locks, so you can couple them to anything. Here we go, here's the optional parts. So we've got screw link couplings, really good to see that. Safety chains with hooks, we've got various pipe work and such, and open windows. So that looks like a glazing piece that you can fit instead of the glazing already fitted, and that models the window in the opened position. That's insane. I can't believe that they would. And look, there's loads of them. It looks like you could do probably even all of the windows. Don't know about exactly all, but a lot of the windows in the open position. What a lot of modelling opportunities that would afford you. Anyway, moving on. End buffer beam details shows you the location of all of those. Here you go, the drop light windows. So, okay, in the passenger compartments, the window pieces are very lightly glued in place. If you want your passengers to have a cool breeze, that's always desirable, to avoid being baked alive, okay, blah, 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 they can be popped out and replaced with alternative half-open windows in the accessories bag. Absolutely awesome. So yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that before. Right, interior lights. Yep, I did surmise that there was interior lighting here. Fitting passengers, so obviously to do that you'll need to remove the roof, and you can do that quite easily. Apparently there are clips, and that gives you full access to the interiors for fitting passengers, and it tells you how you can do that. Very nice. Then we've just got some housekeeping there, and ooh, on the back, look at that. Parts diagram. Goodness gracious. So yeah, suddenly just over £70 per coach seems a little bit more understandable looking at the complexity of them. Cannot wait to see what these are like. Let's have a look at the accessory bags, and there's 3. So here's the opaque accessories, shall we say. So there's the Tommy bar for going between the 2 coaches. We've got the screw link couplings, safety chains, all the various pipework described. Lots of accessories you can add if you want to. Then we've got 2 bags, and I'll just show you them both. All sorts of different glazing parts here so that you can model the windows in the half open position, and they've even been painted in some cases. Yeah, we've got window frames painted and no smoking signs printed onto some of them. Amazing level of detail. That is a cool feature. But anyway, let's move on and look at the coaches. Right, yep, just the coaches to look at now, no more accessories. So let's pop the front off and let's see what these are like. Don't want to damage anything doing this. All right, hopefully I didn't. Right, we'll start with the top coach. Why not? Let's unwrap this gently. Oh, that livery core. That is smart. I really like that. Okay, the first coach, let's have a look. All right, so first of all, a bit of weight to this. In fact, quite a lot of weight to this. I quite like heavy coaches. Coaches don't need to be dreadfully heavy, but when you spend 70 odd quid on a coach, it's nice if it feels sturdy in the hands. It's nice if there's a bit of weight to them. And this does seem to have that bit of weight. I don't think the chassis that we can see is made of metal, but there must be some heavy metal block of some sort in here because, yeah, the weight is excellent. But gorgeous, gorgeous finish on these. Highly polished looking, I suppose, which might not be everybody's cup of tea. Obviously, if that's the case, you can weather it. But for me, I just love the pristine way in which these shine. That looks gorgeous, and more on this in just a second. We've got another coach, of course, for the opposite end of the train, so let's have a look at this one. All right, carefully unwrap. Oh, they're just so beautiful though. And there you have it. Yeah, they're just beautiful coaches, and also I like the bogies on these. The wheels seem quite close together, more so than normal, and that gives the bogies this really compact look, which I quite enjoy. But anyway, yeah, let's hold them both together. These are great. And I'm going to take a much closer look at these in just a second. I'll go over the detail and the features, and I'll tell you about the build quality and such all in just a minute. But for now, let's have a bit of background on the B-set coaches in real life. The Great Western B-set coaches were pairs of coaches intended for suburban passenger work to be hauled by small locomotives such as the Great Western small prairie tank engines. Introduced in 1924, these coaches were slowly developed and changed over time until they became what we see here with these models, the diagram E140, which I believe was introduced in 1930. The E140s would be the largest of the B-set coaches, and they crammed a guard's compartment, first and third class compartments into just 2 coaches. While these were once commonplace on the branch lines of the Great Western, today no B-sets survive under preservation at all. So there it is, up close and personal for you, one of Rapido's new Great Western B-set coaches. And these coaches are insane. And I'm not just saying that as an over-the-top choice of word. I am literally saying these coaches are insane. They have features and details that you will never see, but I would not have these coaches any other way. After all, this entire hobby, if we're honest, serves no purpose other than to entertain. So does this have things on it that you will never see as it runs along? Yes, it does. But do I enjoy that? Yes. Yes, I do. So first of all, the weight of these coaches is incredible. In fact, I think these may be the first coaches I've looked at to crack the 200-gram barrier. So yeah, they weigh 204 grams each, which is 40 grams more than Dapol's Top Light City coaches. I think the Top Lights are the benchmark Great Western coaches. And yet these are 40 grams more than that. Now, ordinarily, I'd say coaches don't need to be that heavy. It's excessive. For those wanting to build a 10-coach train, locos are going to struggle with this too much. But of course, in this case, that isn't true because you're only going to be hauling a couple of these coaches, and there's no loco out there that I can think of that won't be able to haul 2 of these. The other thing that makes it okay is that there are bearings on all of the wheels, proper bearings. Yes, that's because the coaches have to pick up power, but let's be honest, even when Rapido's rolling stock doesn't have any lighting, they still fit the bearings. So great free rolling axles on these. I don't know where to start, so I guess we'll start where I always do, with the decoration. Yeah, it's great. As I've already mentioned, the finish is just top notch. It looks so grand with this kind of satin sheen to it. And the quality of the paint is just brilliant. So we've got the lining between the chocolate and cream section, and the join between the two is just so precise. Yeah, no paint bleed whatsoever, and the join between the coloured bodies and the black ends also just perfect. And it's quite surprising just how realistic crisp decoration can make a model look. Anyway, loads of printed details. We've got the Great Western shirt button there. We've got the lettering on the doors as the first class sign, also on the guard's door as well. The luggage door has the print work on it, very well printed. Rolling number on the side just there. We've got print work on the chassis. What does that say? Oh yeah, Bodmin Branch Train 2. And on either end of the train, we've also got the name of the set written on there. That's pretty cool. The bogies have details picked out around the axle boxes and the springs. And while we're here, just look at the moulding on these bogies. Absolutely amazing. Quality metal wheels as well. Here we've got, I assume that's the destination, is it? We've got Wadebridge on this side and Bodmin on the other side. And that's the same on both coaches. So yeah, I think it must be. It's not going to be the name of the coaches or anything. And then of course we've got the off-white, slightly creamy roofs as well, which again just look perfect. The glazing has paintwork on it as well. The window frames are picked out where applicable. And then we've got the no smoking signs printed onto the windows as well. That is amazing. Yeah, even the decoration is unbelievably well done on these. But of course, it is the level of detail that is the most impressive here. So let's look at the underframe to start with. I suppose there's nothing too fancy about the underframe here, but it's been done incredibly well. So we've got the underframe struts, we've got the brake cylinder here with the brake rigging attached to it. And looking underneath the bogies as well, we can see we've got the brake rigging here as well. Along the body, we've got all of the little handrails beside the doors. These are separately fitted, and it looks, I think, as though the door handles themselves are separately fitted as well, and that must have been difficult to do because they're sort of recessed into the body. That's crazy. And then on the ends, we've got a few separately fitted parts. The little grab rails and the lamp brackets, these are separate, but the wiring on the back and also these pipes are quite obviously a part of the moulding. And yeah, if we look at the Dapol Top Light Cities, you can see what these parts would look like separately fitted. I would say that's quite a lot better. Makes me wonder why they chose to separately fit things like the little door handles and such, which arguably you could miss, but then not separately fit these parts, which are much harder to miss. Yeah, I don't know, but again, the moulding quality is good. There's certainly nothing wrong with that. And here are the buffer beams, looking quite bare out of the box, but of course you can add detail to these if you want. and the buffers are sprung. Amazing, really cool to see sprung buffers on coaches. You don't always, but we do here. And even the close coupling buffers that go between the two coaches of the B set, these are made of metal actually, and also sprung. Only very slightly sprung because they don't have very long buffer shanks, but they are sprung, and that's so cool to see. Then up on the top, all of the vents on the roof are separately fitted and very cleanly separately fitted as well. And look at the moulding in these parts, just great. But I've left the most impressive aspect of the detail to last, and that is the interior. Now, the thing is, there's so much interior detail that you can't possibly appreciate it from outside of the model. So I'll try and show you what it looks like from the outside first, then I'll pop the roof off and show you properly what it's like. So, beautiful seating with loads of detail, separately fitted luggage racks, and yes, even paintings on the walls. My goodness, this is the first time I've ever seen this done. More on that in just a second. Inside the guards compartment, there is so much going on, but you can't see it. I mean, the only way you can see these details is through the guard's door, and the glazing kind of distorts it. So, like I say, when this is running along, you will never see these parts. Unless you put your head into someone's layout and put your nose an inch from the track and squint, you're never ever going to see these details. But just knowing that they're in there brings so much satisfaction. And I suppose the interior lighting might help you to catch a glimpse of it from time to time. But anyway, I'm going to try and remove the roof now so that I can show you this properly. What I've found is to sort of squeeze in the middle causes the roof to pop off, sort of. Come on. Because trying to piggle it off doesn't seem to really work. So, yes, it's awkward this. Let me do it off camera. Okay, there we go. And yes, they were right about the glazing pieces being lightly glued in. It's quite easy to dislodge those, but also easy enough to refit them. Anyway, there we have the passenger compartments then, and here are the paintings on the walls. What struck me about these is that they're done properly. I think looking at the Ellis Clark Quad Art coaches, their paintings seem to be just printed on bits of paper and stuck in, which is fine, it's adequate and it looks good, but you can kind of do that at home. These have been done properly. The frames actually stand out from the wall slightly, and they've been properly painted, and then the paintings themselves have been printed on. Yeah, that is just unbelievable. Just unbelievable. I have never seen that before. Then we've got the luggage racks. There's a better look at those. Those are etched. And here's the interior of the guards compartment. Look at this, we've even got gauges painted on there. Just crazy. And the furniture, of course. So yeah, this is why I say this coach is literally insane. I'm not exaggerating there for effect. It is insane. How will you ever see any of this? But I love the fact that it's there. I'm not criticizing. That is just great. So I think that pretty much sums up these coaches. Hopefully you can see what I mean. I mean, they are just great. Not only are they massively detailed and well painted, but the build quality is second to none. All of this detail has been perfectly fitted. I've not seen any glue, not seen anything dropping off except for the window glazing, but that's supposed to be loose and I did cause that. Apart from that, yeah, they are just really high quality coaches. And £72, just over that each, seemed like a lot of money for these. Honestly, now it seems quite reasonable indeed. Obviously, it is excessive for some. Some people don't want to spend £70 for coaches. Some people don't want to see gauges in the guards compartment that they'll never see. Some people don't care that there are paintings on the wall. If that's you, then these coaches are not for you. The Hornby Railroad range has coaches that are more affordable and obviously much simpler. But for those who do enjoy this excessive level of detail, honestly, I don't think I've ever seen better coaches than these. So with that, let's get them down onto the track and let's see how these perform. So here is today's test setup then. I've not even got a loco because, of course, first I want to try applying power to the coaches so we can see the lighting. But anyway, I've coupled the two together. You can see this is how close they are on the straights. Pretty close, to be fair. Yeah, it's nice close coupling, and hopefully the two coaches will handle curves okay, even down to second radius. It's quite amazing how kinematic couplings work. Anyway, before I do test the lighting, let's talk about how free rolling these are. And there was no big surprise here. Obviously, we've seen the bearings on the bogies. We know these are going to be free rolling, and sure enough, they were. Yeah, right down Gordon's Hill. One of them even got right off Gordon's Hill. amazing. So not only do we have bearings which reduce the friction, there's no brake rigging or anything like that accidentally touching the wheels and causing friction there. So very, very free rolling. That's useful with such heavy coaches because obviously that means a loco will haul them very, very easily. But lighting, we've got lots of interior to see on these coaches, and it helps if you can light those interiors up a little bit. So let's apply some power. Yep, there we go. I can see them on, off, on, there we go. Now they seem to fade off, which suggests we've got capacitors, and I know we do have capacitors because I saw it when I took the roof off. I suspect you may struggle to see that on camera, so let me switch off the lights and we'll try again. Right, well, there you have it. Yep, you can clearly see them. Let me switch them off. You can see, yeah, hang on, let me switch them back on. Right, I'm going to switch it off in 1, 2, 3 now. Then they fade out. So that means if they go over a dead spot or whatever, if power's lost for some reason, the lights won't flicker, they'll stay on for a second. Hopefully power will be restored before they go off. So very, very nice. Right, I've got the magic wand here. Hopefully you can see it in the darkness. Need to figure out where the switch is. I think it's somewhere over the guards compartment. It is not. Oh, it's in the middle. There you go. Well, that works marvellously. There you go, so you can switch them on and off just as easy as that. Let's switch them both off. Yeah, they're both in the same place. So that's awesome. So you don't have to have the coaches on. You can switch them off if you like. I wonder if I switch them off and then cut power, whether they will stay off when I next apply power. Let's see. Okay, more power. Yes, they've remembered their state, at least over that time they did. So that's cool, they'll stay as you set them, possibly. I don't know if that would work over a matter of hours or days, but certainly moments. They did indeed. Right, let me put the lights back on and we'll try hauling these along. Right, with that then, let's introduce a locomotive. I think the most suitable would be the Small Prairie here. This is a Bachmann one. But of course, Rapido are producing their own Small Prairie. I don't suppose it's going to be that long until we see it. So again, another great reason to introduce B-set coaches. Anyway, couplings, well, does the loco work? Yeah, it does. Not run this one for a little while, although it has stopped on the points there. Right, coupling at the right height, let's see. Hang on, just a minute. The loco's coupling's off kilter, let's see. Yep. We've got it. The coach coupling hook seems to be sticking up, and I noticed that earlier, and my finger's too fat to fit down there. Goodness sake. Hang on, let's use Rusty. Yeah, so slight sticky coupling hook, but hopefully, now that they're together, that will be okay. Yeah, seems to be staying there. All right, very nice. So with that, let's send this whole train off around the layout, and this is a complete train. Not very often I do that, is it? I normally cheap out and just buy a bit of a train. But yeah, this is a complete one. Let's send it around and see how it handles the curves. All right, here we go at a fair pace. Always quite nerve-wracking seeing closely coupled rolling stock handle second radius curves, but it's done it. No problems whatsoever, and they are very, very close. But even down to the very awkward S-bend on second radius, they were perfect. And you know what that means? Well, we've not done the points test, but if the points test succeeds, you will know what that means. And that is we have perfectly functional coaches, which look amazing and are well built, and they have a sensible price. That is the recipe for a good rating. And I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to rate these, because I like to give the good and the bad in my reviews. I'm struggling to think of what the bad is. I mean, yes, they are quite expensive and that makes them difficult to afford, but that's not to say they're not worth the money, because I've never seen any coaches, not even in O-gauge actually, that have this level of detail. Granted, I've not tried that many O-gauge coaches. In fact, I have one, so it doesn't mean an awful lot, but you know what I mean. For 00, this seems unprecedented. Absolutely amazing. How beautiful they look as well. Well done, Rapido. Best coaches I've ever reviewed. So let's hope the points test doesn't spoil all that, shall we? Let's give it a try. Right, here we go. let's back over these points, which is a nasty test. But do you know what? I think I'll be quite surprised if they fail this, because everything else about them seems to be spot on. Right, here we go, 50%. Let's not pull any punches. Oh, it didn't sound good. It sounded like something came off, but I don't think it did. There was just a lot of clickety-clackety. Clickety-clackety. They're staying on. Let's try again just to be sure. That is great. Again, close coupled. Yeah, they are. They're fine. They're not coming off. It's just a bumpy ride, but, you know, such as the Sam's Trains points test. All right, amazing. And with that, I will try and give these some ratings. Although actually this is quite easy, because really, for the most part, I'm just giving it top marks. So level of detail, obviously 5-star. Yes, we've got a few details on the ends that are molded instead of being separately fitted, but I don't think they make a dent in the level of detail. So we've got paintwork, which is just amazing. Every print is spot on. The crispness of the paint job, just brilliant. Yeah, top-notch paint job. We've got the alternative windows included, so you can model them in the open position. I've never seen that done before. We've got interiors. Again, I've never seen interior detail that is quite this good. Never seen that on any models. Really good. We've got fully working lighting, which you can control with the magic wand. We've got sprung buffers. We've got all of the detail you can fit to the buffer beams. There's the bogey detail, which looks great. The underframe, 5-star. No way to knock it down. Similarly, performance, they did absolutely everything they needed to do. They stay on the track properly, they handle curves even when closely coupled, they're fine over points, the capacitors mean that the lights don't flicker, couplings were perfectly functional as well, 5-star, can't fault it. Quality, this is really good to see from Rapido, 5-star. About a year ago, we were seeing quite a few quality issues from Rapido. Their dynamometer had to go back to have the circuitry changed because it was faulty. No faults with these. They have been built absolutely perfectly. Every bit of paint is spot on. Every little detail is perfectly fitted. I didn't see any glue. And the only part that dropped off for me was one of the windows, and those are supposed to be easily removed so that you can swap them round. So yeah, 5-star on quality, really good weight to these as well. Value for money, similarly, there's not much to complain about. Like I say, these models are expensive. £144.45 for the 2 coaches at the retailers. That's about £72 per coach. That is a lot of money, but then when you look at what you get, you can't argue with that price. It's worth the money. I have to say though, comparing it with other Great Western coaches out there, I'm thinking of the Dapol Toplight City coaches. Well, they weren't quite at this level, but they do share many of the same features, and they were almost £20 cheaper than these each, and you could buy those individually. You didn't have to buy those in pairs. So I don't think the value is quite as good as what we've seen from Dapol, but at the same time, the Dapol Toplights were exceedingly good value themselves. So I've not knocked it down very much, 4.5. So that is, I think, the highest score I've given ever to Rapido, and possibly in the past sort of 5 years or so. It's very rare that I'll give a score over 9.5, but I hope you will agree that it's deserved in this case. That is of course a grade of A, and into the logbook we go for 2025, where they are first above the Hornby Coronation coaches. Now I make a prediction here. I don't think this will be beaten this year. I could be wrong, and I hope I am, but I can't imagine how this could be beaten this year. The only way we could get a score higher than that is if we see more models of this standard, but at an even better price. Is that even possible? I don't know, but we shall see. So there you have it then, folks. That is my review of Rapido's outstanding new B-set coaches, and just what is happening with model railway coaches at the moment. You know, locomotives, they've been steadily improving over the past 10 years or so, but really we've not been seeing much in the way of coaches improving until this last year, and we have just seen so many outstanding coaches over this last year. You've got Hornby with their Coronations. I've heard great things about Accurascale's Mark 1s, etc. We've got Rapido doing things like this, and also the Evolution coaches. Can't wait to see what those are like. Why are coaches suddenly becoming so outstanding at the moment? Well, I don't mind, it's a good thing, and I hope we see more, but it's just interesting that so many great coaches are being made at the moment. Anyway, that was the B set. Can I recommend these? Obviously, yes. Affiliate links in the description. Check out the range, and if this is something that could be useful to you, I would highly recommend picking a pack up. Just wonderful. Like I say, I think these are the best coaches I've ever seen. But anyway, comment down below, let me know what you think. Have I just gotten carried away here? Or am I right? Are these coaches as good as I think they are? Goodness me, they are impressive. So thanks again for watching. You take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again very, very soon for another review. All right, cheers folks. You take care.